Hello everybody and welcome to the Whiskey Dictionary, where I do the research to try to teach you a little something about what you're drinking. Tonight I'm going to continue along with the Redemption line and go to the High Rye Bourbon. Now High Rye Bourbon here is exactly what it sounds. It's a bourbon with a lot of rye in it. Now specifically, once again, I'd like to point out how awesome it is that Redemption does this on the right on the label. They have the mash bill, so 60% corn, 34% rye, and 4% malted barley. Now this one does age for about 3 years in new oak barrels, so it's about all there is to say about it. Now I did research, and like I normally do, and I can usually find pretty much any little tidbits that there are to these things, but to any bottle of whiskey, but there really was nothing about these that was terribly exciting. I mean, the flavors are fine, but this particular one, it pretty much just came down to here's some nosing and tasting notes pretty much across the whole of the internet. So I guess I'm just going to go into it myself. Let's just give it a nose and a taste. So this is 46%. Pop. 46%. And I will say that the nose on this is a little interesting. So let's go ahead and give it a nose. So let's get the easy ones out of the way. It is a bourbon, so you're going to get vanilla and oak. And once you get past those, the only other thing that I can really tell here is what I would consider almost like a strawberry. It's kind of like a cross between a strawberry and maybe like a cranberry smell. It's a very interesting thing, and I've smelled strawberry before in a bourbon, but not cranberry, I don't think. So either way, very interesting nose. Yeah, it's about all I'm getting though. All right, so let's go ahead and go into the taste. Cheers. So, interesting thing here. It is a bourbon. It is 60% corn, and it is high rye. But in a lot of ways, I get more rye out of this than I do the Redemption rye. Now, it's not a direct comparison. I mean, 95% obviously is going to be stronger. But when you consider that this has about a third as much rye in it, it's pretty strong. It's one of the first flavors that I get. So I'm getting wood, you know, I'm getting oak out of this. And yeah, I know you guys always like to comment on my sound bites here. So I'm getting oak on the taste here. There's also kind of like rye spice, as I was saying. There's slight mint to it, which you will get that occasionally in ryes for sure. And you'll get that very, very rarely in bourbon. So it's not a huge surprise to see it show up in something like this. It's kind of to give my overall here, I don't know. Personally, I don't think this one's really worth it. This is about $30, and it just doesn't wow me per se. The Redemption Rye was really good, and I was excited for this one, but it failed to kind of surprise me. I think it would probably go good in a cocktail, but once again, I don't think it does anything that the rye doesn't do better. And we're going to get into the bourbon in the next episode, but yeah, I would say this is a try it at best. Personally, I would probably just ignore this one. Skip it and go to the rye. So that about does it. So thank you guys for joining me here on the Whiskey Dictionary. Cheers.